Breaking news edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you as we have some roster moves to get to prior to tomorrow night's preseason opener against the LA Chargers. The Seahawks have signed 3 players, also moved on from 3 players as well. So let's catch you up to speed and tell you what those are right now. Kyon Barrs was signed in free agency, a UDFA that previously played for Arizona and USC. We'll have more on him coming up in just a bit. Meanwhile, he replaces Rodney Matthews, who was waived, and he was a guy that didn't stick around too long as he was just added to the roster a few days ago. Willie Roberts, although he's from Louisiana, not Willie Robertson, not related to the Duck Dynasty clan, he was signed at the cornerback position. He's a pretty intriguing player. We'll talk about him in just a moment as well. And another signing, Mario Kendricks at the defensive tackle spot was also brought in as well. We'll have an update on him, get you some details, some stats in just a few moments. Marcus Sims was placed on injured reserve. The Seahawks picked him up from the UFL. Previously played his college ball at West Virginia. There was a lot of excitement about him, but ultimately it looks like he's done. And then Matt Godel was waived. He is no longer a part of the Seattle Seahawks as well. Now, what's interesting about these roster moves, what kind of stands out when you talk about the financial terms, is what they did with Kyon Barrs. According to Aaron Wilson, he tweeted out the following, that Barrs signed a 3-year, $2.83 million deal with $795,000 this year, $960,000 next year, and $1.07 million the year following, and has an injury waiver. And that sounds like a lot. 3 years, right, for a UDFA? Well, here's why they gave him 3 years. Under the new CBA of the NFL, the first UDFA contract is always a 3-year deal, as Barrs had not signed with a team prior. So that's why, as a UDFA, he's still getting 3 years as far as that goes. So you don't need to read too much into it with that situation. Kind of just industry standard, if you will, for that situation. What is your one-word reaction to the Seahawks roster moves that they've made? I'll give you my one word here in just a moment, but I want to hear from you guys first. Weigh in, give us your one-word reaction in the comments section below. We're going to be live tomorrow night for the Seahawks preseason opener against the LA Chargers, and we're trying to get to 53,500 subscribers before kickoff. We are just 152 away from reaching that next milestone. For daily news and rumors, live shows multiple times a week, breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and, of course, our watch parties. You need to subscribe. You ain't alive, you ain't subscribed to Seahawks Today, folks, as we're bringing you daily coverage you won't find anywhere else. Your one-stop shop for all things Seahawks. I can promise you tomorrow night is going to be a dandy of a time. You won't want to miss it. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV for tomorrow night's watch party. We'll see you then. My one word is, meh. I mean, this doesn't really move the needle, any of these moves that the Seahawks made. And the reality of it, this is kind of one of those tough pills to swallow that people don't want to admit. These are camp bodies that the Seahawks added at this point in time. None of these guys really have much of a shot to make the 53-man roster. I would be surprised. Not saying it's impossible. They'll get the opportunities here with camp and with the preseason and everything, but I would be very shocked if any of them made the roster when it's all said and done. But let's get to know these players. Let's start with Kyon Barrs, undrafted in 2024 out of Southern California, and his best days in college were when he was playing for the Arizona Wildcats there under Jedd Fisch, and had a very good season in 2021 when he was a second-team All-Pac-12 selection there. And what happened with Barrs, which is unfortunate, if you look at his statistics year by year, he actually got worse as he got older. His season there that he had at USC recently was by far the worst that he had in recent memory in his college ball. Despite transferring to the Trojans, his role got greatly reduced from what he was at Arizona. His college stats, you can see, just okay. 51 games played with 120 tackles, 5 sacks, 12.5 tackles for loss, 57 solo tackles there. So they're taking a chance on a guy that really didn't do a ton at the college level and hadn't really been the same player that he was since 2021 there at Arizona as he had taken those steps backwards. More to come on the other signings in just a moment, but first let's tell you about today's sponsor. That is Game Time. Game Time, the place to go for last-minute tickets, the best seats and the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace in Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater productions, and more. Here's how it works. If you want to go to a Seahawks preseason game, maybe you're in the Los Angeles area. I know we have a ton of Seahawks fans that watch us in L.A. Maybe you want to go to the game tomorrow night. You can do so with Game Time. Choose the seat you want to sit in. You get the visual, see if you like that seat or not, and then you're checking out within just a matter of moments. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. We turn our attention now to Willie Roberts, and of the three signings the Seahawks made, this is the one that is the most intriguing to me of this batch of players here. Undrafted in 2024 out of Louisiana Tech, he actually began his college career at the FCS level playing for Stephen F. Austin, was very good there with the Lumberjacks at Stephen F. Austin, ends up making the move to the FBS level, playing for Louisiana Tech, and this guy just fit in naturally. It was an easy transition for him as he was a Jim Thorpe Award semifinalist this past season, also led Conference USA in pass breakups with 12. He was sneaky good at Louisiana Tech. And think about this, too. You have an injury to Mike Jackson right now, and the Seahawks are trying to look for options, trying to find some other possibilities. They have some depth at the position, but they want to get some other guys in, and you don't know if Mike Jackson's going to be around much longer. There's a lot of talk about Trey Brown earning the starting outside corner role and Mike Jackson getting traded for potential draft capital. So a guy like Willie Roberts, if he can impress over the next couple of weeks, there's an outside chance maybe he sneaks in the 53-man roster or at least plays well enough that he can stick around and be on the practice squad. I don't think this is a bad look at all for Seattle to give this guy a chance. His college stats in his 2 seasons at the FBS level at Louisiana Tech were really good. 67 tackles, 5 interceptions, 18 pass breakups, and 1 forced fumble there with Louisiana Tech. He was very, very solid there. The last one of the signings the Seahawks made, we find Mario Kendricks, undrafted in 2024 out of Virginia Tech. He was a 3-year starter for the Hokies. Initially, he signed with the Miami Dolphins as a UDFA, but they released him about a week plus ago, back on July 31st. A lot of college experience. This was a guy that played in 56 games over 5 seasons, but he never really emerged, if you will. Although that he played a lot, had a lot of experience in that 5-year stretch, getting the COVID year and everything, he wasn't that great at Virginia Tech in his time there. You can see the numbers, 67 total tackles, 7 sacks in a 5-year stretch, 5 passes defended, 35 solo tackles, didn't have any forced fumbles, didn't have any interceptions, no fumble recoveries or anything. So if I were to put a bow on all this, there's really one guy that intrigues me from this bunch, that being Willie Roberts. That's about it. So I'm going to go with a C- here. This doesn't hurt you. You're seeing what you got, taking a chance on these guys, but you didn't really move the needle a ton with these moves the Seahawks made. How would you grade the Seahawks roster moves? A, B, C, D, or F. What do you think of the job that John Schneider did to bring in these players prior to tomorrow night's preseason game? Get your grades in. Let us know. Don't forget to join us coming up tomorrow night live right here on Seahawks Today for our Seahawks preseason watch party. Seahawks and Chargers. Our coverage begins at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock out west for our hour-long pregame show. Don't miss out. Myself, Smitty, we're going to have a heck of a time. We'll see you then. Subscribe now, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. Have a great day.